In the world of appearance, so much is veiled. We come across faces that smile yet hide resentment, voices that speak warmly but harbor judgments, and gestures that seem kind but veil intentions of the coldest sort. When others carry disfavor for you, they act in ways both subtle and obvious, revealing what lies hidden in the unseen realm of their minds. In life, there is a silent language of behavior that speaks louder than words. This language often surfaces in the form of support, or lack thereof, from those around us. When someone harbors negative feelings toward you, whether from jealousy, resentment, or personal insecurity, it may not be as obvious as open confrontation or criticism. Instead, it shows up in subtle, almost invisible actions, one of the most telling of which is the withholding of genuine support. This withholding is not an absence of interaction, but a deliberate choice to step back when they could step forward, to remain silent when they could uplift. But it is a silent barrier that affects our spirit, often without our immediate awareness, because it's not what they say, but what they choose not to say or do that holds such influence. When someone dislikes you, they may interact with you out of necessity, civility, or even to maintain a facade. But when you look closely, you notice that there is something missing: a warmth, a spark of encouragement, a genuine sense of happiness for your successes. They are there, but only to observe from the sidelines, withholding what would otherwise be an enthusiastic endorsement or an outpouring of positivity. It's an energy, subtle but perceptible, that seems to shrink away just as you seek to rise. This withholding of genuine support is, in many ways, a powerful form of disapproval. While it is not overtly destructive, it plants a seed of doubt within you, making you question your worth, your path, or even the loyalty of those around you. Consider the simple act of encouragement. True support is often something that goes beyond the spoken words. It's in the gestures, the actions, the little ways that someone may express happiness for your achievements, a shared enthusiasm that transcends personal boundaries. Genuine support holds no agenda other than to uplift. It celebrates your progress as though it were its own. When someone who dislikes you withholds this, they rob you of this shared celebration, leaving an emptiness where connection could have thrived. They may stay silent when you achieve something, offering no congratulations, no acknowledgement, just an uncomfortable silence. This is not a mere oversight. It is a calculated absence meant to suggest that your accomplishment is somehow unworthy of recognition. The effect of this is more profound than we often realize. Humans, by nature, are social creatures who rely on cues from others to navigate their lives. When we accomplish something, the validation or encouragement of others can be like fuel for our journey. But when someone deliberately withholds support, they create a silent void. This void often leads to a creeping doubt within us. It's an unspoken suggestion that our achievements are inadequate or that our aspirations are insignificant. Over time, if we are not vigilant, this doubt can infiltrate our thinking, weakening our self-confidence and making us question our direction. What makes this form of withholding especially insidious is that it operates under the guise of normalcy. It's not the loud voice of a critic, it's the quiet, unspoken withdrawal of an ally. In many cases, this person might even act pleasantly or neutrally in other interactions, leaving you to wonder if you are merely imagining their indifference. But actions speak, and when support is absent, it's a sign that their true feelings are not aligned with their outward behavior. This incongruence creates confusion, an internal friction as you try to reconcile their friendliness with their lack of support. Another layer of complexity lies in the way this withholding of support can often be camouflaged. It might not always look like silence sometimes. It's subtle discouragement disguised as advice or a critical tone veiled as constructive feedback. For instance, when you share a goal, rather than expressing excitement or positivity, they might respond with cautionary advice, suggesting that your vision is impractical or unlikely to succeed. This form of withholding is cloaked in concern, but beneath the surface, it serves to temper your enthusiasm and ultimately your belief in yourself. They may say things like, "Are you sure this is the right time?" Or maybe you're aiming a little high. These comments don't directly discourage you, but they plant seeds of uncertainty, subtly chipping away at your conviction. The power of such interactions can have long-term consequences. If this lack of support persists over time, it can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth. You may begin to rely less on your own judgment, leaning instead on the approval or validation of others, since you have been conditioned to question the validity of your dreams in the absence of support. This conditioning is dangerous because it externalizes your self-esteem, leaving it vulnerable to the influences of those around you. The less support you feel, the more disconnected you may become from your true potential, as if waiting for someone else to unlock it for you. Understanding this phenomenon gives us the opportunity to rise above it. Recognizing the subtle signs of withheld support empowers us to take back control of our self-image and our journey. When we understand that someone's lack of support is a reflection of their own internal landscape, we can detach from the need for their approval or endorsement. We can choose to see their silence or their indifference as simply one facet of our external reality, not as an intrinsic measure of our worth. This awareness allows us to seek out genuine supporters, those who celebrate our triumphs and uplift our spirits without reservation. And when we shift our focus from those who withhold support to those who freely offer it, we create a more nurturing and empowering environment for ourselves. Those who withhold genuine support are telling us something about their own limitations, their own fears, or perhaps their insecurities. By refusing to let their silence define us, we claim ownership of our path and our potential. We learn to look within for validation, strengthening the foundation of our self-worth. For in the end, the truest and most enduring support we will ever receive comes from within, anchored in our own conviction and clarity. And from this place of inner strength, no amount of withholding, no silence or indifference can ever shake our resolve. When someone minimizes your successes, it can be subtle yet deeply impactful. Minimization is a quiet act, often performed with words that seem innocent but are laced with a message meant to shrink your accomplishments. Imagine achieving something you've worked hard for. Perhaps you earned a promotion, launched a personal project, or hit a milestone you set for yourself. Instead of celebrating with you, someone close to you might say, "Oh, that's nice, or well, let's not get carried away." These phrases appear harmless, but they carry a sharp undertone, subtly diminishing the significance of what you've achieved. So we often look to those around us to share in our joy, to celebrate with us, and to offer validation for the progress we make. But when someone minimizes your achievements, they deny you that joy. They take what should be a shared experience of happiness and subtly dilute it. This is not always out of malice or envy. Sometimes it stems from their own feelings of inadequacy or resentment. Regardless of the motivation, their response can leave you questioning the importance of your success and doubting whether your accomplishments are worth celebrating at all. Minimization often comes in the form of comparisons, a classic way to subtly undercut someone's achievements. Imagine sharing your excitement over completing a challenging project, only to be met with, "That's great, but my friend did something similar last year, and it took them half the time." Here, instead of acknowledging your hard work and dedication, they shift the focus to someone else, effectively diluting the impact of your accomplishment. By comparing you to others, they redirect attention, making it seem like your success is ordinary or unremarkable. These comparisons are often subtle, but deliver a powerful message that what you've achieved doesn't stand out in any way worth celebrating. Another way minimization occurs is through backhanded compliments or disguised criticisms. For instance, if you proudly share that you received an award, they might respond with, "Well, I guess awards are handed out for everything these days." Such remarks aim to trivialize your success by suggesting that it is not particularly special or hard-earned. This approach is insidious because it allows them to appear as if they are acknowledging your success while undermining it in the same breath. They appear supportive on the surface, but underneath, their words carry a dismissive tone that subtly undermines your sense of accomplishment. The impact of this behavior can be significant over time. When you constantly face minimized responses to your achievements, you may begin to internalize these messages, wondering if your successes are as valuable as you initially thought. Human beings naturally seek validation, and when that validation is denied or downplayed repeatedly, it can lead to a form of self-doubt that makes you question your worth and your capabilities. This doubt can be especially destructive when it comes from those closest to you, family, friends, or colleagues whom you expect to uplift and encourage you. Minimization also thrives in a form of practical advice that subtly deflates your accomplishment. Imagine sharing the excitement of getting a new job, only to be met with a response like, "That's nice, but let's see if it works out." You know how these things can go. Although they may present it as pragmatism, this kind of comment carries an underlying message of skepticism, suggesting that your success is temporary or even accidental. They sow seeds of doubt, diminishing the satisfaction you might feel in the present moment. Instead of allowing you to enjoy your achievement, they shift the focus to hypothetical problems or uncertainties, effectively downplaying the accomplishment. The damage from such interactions extends beyond the moment itself. Over time, being surrounded by people who minimize your achievements can affect your mental outlook, as you may start second-guessing your own goals and accomplishments. When our environment constantly sends us signals that our success is not significant, we risk internalizing those beliefs, leading to a reduced sense of self-worth and ambition. This atmosphere of minimization can act as a ceiling on our growth, as we begin to feel that no achievement is worth celebrating and no success is noteworthy. Minimization can sometimes lead to isolation. When your successes are consistently minimized, you may start to feel that sharing them is pointless, and you may stop seeking connection and celebration with others. After all, why share your triumphs with those who don't seem to care? This isolation only reinforces the sense of doubt that minimization breeds. You find yourself second-guessing not only the value of your achievements, but also the quality of your relationships and the support you receive from those around you. Recognizing minimization for what it is can help you break free from its hold. When someone minimizes your success, it is often a reflection of their own insecurities or limitations rather than an objective evaluation of your worth. People who are secure in themselves and supportive of others rarely feel the need to downplay someone else's success. Instead, they celebrate it wholeheartedly because they know that another person's success does not diminish their own. By understanding this, you can begin to disentangle your self-worth from the reactions of others, allowing you to take pride in your accomplishments regardless of the validation, or lack thereof, from those around you. Building a network of genuinely supportive individuals is also essential. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage and celebrate your growth helps reinforce a positive self-image and creates an environment in which you feel comfortable sharing your victories. Genuine supporters won't feel threatened or envious. Instead, they'll view your successes as a testament to the possibilities available to everyone, themselves included. This support can provide a buffer against the minimizing attitudes of others, allowing you to maintain a strong sense of self-worth. Minimizing behavior reveals more about the person minimizing than it does about you. If someone feels compelled to downplay your achievements, it often signals their discomfort with success, whether it's yours or their own perceived lack of it. Recognizing this allows you to step back and not take their words to heart. Instead, you can continue to honor your achievements, knowing that their worth is not determined by someone else's perception, but by the effort, growth, and personal fulfillment you derive from them. By owning your accomplishments and understanding the motivations behind minimization, you can rise above it. You come to see your successes as invaluable expressions of your potential, grounded in your efforts, not in the responses of others. And once you cultivate this inner confidence, the minimizing words and attitudes of others lose their power, leaving you free to celebrate each milestone and success with pride and joy. In the complexities of human interaction, not all forms of communication are straightforward or transparent. When people harbor resentment, jealousy, or dislike, they often find subtle ways to express these feelings, and one of the most insidious methods is speaking in the shadows. Rather than confronting issues directly, they communicate their discontent indirectly, often spreading rumors, casting doubt, or sharing subtle criticisms behind your back. This type of behavior creates an invisible web of negativity, woven quietly and carefully, often leaving the person being spoken about in a place of confusion and doubt, questioning the sincerity of those around them. Those who dislike or resent you may find it easier to voice their opinions to others instead of to you directly. They choose shadowy communication channels, where words can be twisted, added to, or exaggerated without accountability. By avoiding face-to-face confrontation, they allow their feelings to fester, transforming small grievances into larger issues. It's a form of passive aggression designed to impact you indirectly, eroding your reputation or character without giving you a fair chance to address or resolve any supposed conflict. This silent backdoor approach lets them release their discontent while avoiding responsibility for any direct consequences. This behavior often takes the form of gossip. Rather than expressing any concerns openly, they rely on whispers, on passing remarks, on the hint of something negative without stating it outright. For example, instead of sharing an honest opinion with you, they might tell others, "I'm just not sure about their intentions," or "Have you noticed they're a bit too ambitious?" These comments, innocent sounding to an untrained ear, are subtle manipulations designed to place doubts in the minds of others. With each murmur and whisper, they erode the image others may have of you, all while maintaining a veneer of innocence. It's a tactic that allows them to damage your reputation without ever being held accountable for a direct accusation. Those who engage in this behavior often do so because they fear confrontation, or they lack the confidence to express themselves openly. By keeping their criticisms veiled, they avoid the vulnerability that comes with honesty. In some cases, it may also be an attempt to garner sympathy or attention. When they speak in the shadows, they create a narrative in which they are a passive observer of your supposed flaws, positioning themselves as innocent or even as a victim in the eyes of others. This subtle manipulation draws people into their web of perception, casting you as the one with questionable character, while they appear as the rational or concerned party. The impact of shadow speaking can be profound. Because this behavior is so indirect, it can be difficult to detect initially. You might notice that people around you start behaving differently. Perhaps they become distant, offer you fewer opportunities, or show signs of hesitation or doubt. However, because the criticisms were spoken behind closed doors, you are often left in the dark as to why these shifts are happening. This uncertainty creates a sense of isolation, as you may feel that others are forming opinions about you based on misinformation or half-truths, yet you have no way of addressing or correcting these misconceptions. It's a gradual erosion of trust and security, casting a shadow of self-doubt that can take root if not recognized. When someone speaks about you in the shadows, they often rely on subtle alliances, drawing others into their perception by casting you in a negative light. This can create a ripple effect, as those who hear the criticisms may unconsciously adopt a guarded stance toward you, treating you with suspicion or doubt without even fully understanding why. In this way, shadow speaking can create a toxic environment, affecting your relationships and reputation in ways that are challenging to undo. The quiet, insidious nature of this behavior means that it can spread under the surface, building momentum before you even become aware of its existence. Another tactic of those who speak in shadows is to make their criticisms sound reasonable or concerned. They might frame their comments as cautionary, saying things like, "I just worry they're not ready for this responsibility," or "I've heard they have some issues with follow-through." These comments may seem mild, but they carry the weight of insinuation, hinting that there is a hidden flaw or potential for failure. By framing their criticism in this way, they avoid appearing overtly negative, positioning themselves as someone with a genuine concern. Yet, the real goal is to seed doubt and undermine confidence in your abilities. This shadow behavior also often relies on the idea of many voices. Those who spread negativity may imply that multiple people share their opinions, saying things like, "I've heard others feel the same way," or "people have been saying." This tactic gives the impression of a collective opinion, making the criticism seem more legitimate. By suggesting that others agree with them, they add weight to their words, pressuring listeners to believe that there is a consensus against you. However, this many voices tactic is often a fabrication, an illusion crafted to make their personal grievances seem like a widely held belief. The consequences of this can affect your self-confidence and create a lingering sense of doubt, even when you know your worth. Constantly questioning whether people around you genuinely support you, or if they're silently judging, can lead to an erosion of self-assurance, causing you to second-guess your decisions or worry about people's perception. And the more entrenched this behavior becomes, the harder it is to break free from its influence. Breaking free from the effects of shadow speaking involves a shift in focus from external validation to internal conviction, recognizing that the opinions formed in the shadows are often based on insecurity or jealousy can help you detach from the need to prove yourself to others. By understanding the motivations behind this behavior, you can develop resilience against its impact, allowing you to maintain your self-worth and sense of purpose regardless of what is said behind your back. Furthermore, surrounding yourself with genuinely supportive people, those who express both praise and criticism openly helps create a buffer against those who prefer to remain in the shadows. Those who speak in the shadows reveal more about themselves than they do about you. Their avoidance of direct communication, their need to plant seeds of doubt, and their reliance on veiled criticism reflect inner struggles that have little to do with you. When you recognize this, you can maintain your integrity and trust in yourself, unshaken by the opinions crafted in the dark. And by holding steadfast to your own light, you allow yourself to rise above the shadows, knowing that true strength comes from transparency, honesty, and a clear vision, unmarred by the whisperings of those who fear to speak openly. When people dismiss your ideas, it can be a disheartening experience. An idea, after all, is a reflection of your thoughts, your creativity, and your perspective on the world. When others dismiss it without giving it genuine consideration, they are, in effect, dismissing a part of who you are. This behavior can stem from various motivations, perhaps jealousy, insecurity, or even an unconscious desire to assert their own superiority. Whatever the reason, dismissing ideas is a subtle yet powerful way to make someone feel small, leaving an impact on your confidence and willingness to share. Dismissal often comes in the form of quick rejections or casual disinterest. When you propose a suggestion or share a new concept, the person may respond with, "That's not realistic," or "I don't think it's worth the effort." These remarks may seem simple, but they carry a profound weight because they bypass any true engagement with your idea. There's no exploration, no consideration of the possibilities or the potential benefits. Instead, the response is immediate and final, implying that your idea lacks value or credibility. Over time, such responses can chip away at your enthusiasm for sharing your thoughts and can cause you to second-guess the worth of your ideas altogether. Dismissal can also be hidden in the guise of constructive criticism, where feedback is offered under the pretense of helping you improve. Yet the intention behind it is actually to undermine your confidence. You might hear something like, "That's a bit too ambitious, maybe you should stick to simpler ideas," or "I don't think you're experienced enough to handle something like that." While these comments sound like advice, they come from a place of belittlement rather than genuine guidance. They imply that your thinking is somehow flawed or naive and that you should keep your ambitions in check. The effect is not to build you up, but to keep you grounded, locked in place, never reaching beyond what others deem possible. Sometimes people dismiss ideas out of a desire to maintain control or assert their own authority. In group settings, for example, someone might quickly dismiss a suggestion you make to reinforce their own leadership or superiority. By rejecting your idea, they send a signal to others that they hold the final say, that their judgment is more sound than yours. This dynamic is common in professional environments, where hierarchy often creates a subtle competition for validation and authority. In such scenarios, dismissal becomes a tool for dominance, a way to establish or maintain power at the expense of collaboration and innovation. In some cases, dismissive behavior arises from personal insecurities. When people feel threatened by someone else's potential, they may respond by downplaying their ideas to diminish their influence. By shutting down your ideas, they can ensure that you don't gain too much attention or validation. They feel that by keeping your contributions in the background, they maintain a sense of control and protect their own standing. This behavior often comes from a place of fear, that if your ideas are acknowledged and embraced, it will somehow overshadow or outshine their own contributions. The act of dismissing ideas also serves to silence voices that offer different perspectives, especially when those perspectives challenge the status quo. In environments where a particular way of thinking has become entrenched, any new or unconventional idea may be met with swift dismissal. The established way of thinking feels comfortable and safe. Any deviation from it is perceived as a threat to stability. In this sense, dismissing ideas becomes a way of preserving the familiar, protecting the established norms, and avoiding the discomfort that comes with change. However, this refusal to engage with fresh ideas limits growth and prevents the kind of evolution that's essential for progress. For those on the receiving end, having their ideas dismissed repeatedly can lead to self-doubt. When you're constantly met with quick rejections, you might start questioning the validity of your own thinking. You may start to wonder if your ideas truly lack merit, or if there's something inherently flawed in your perspective. Over time, this doubt can erode your confidence, making you hesitant to share your thoughts or contribute in meaningful ways. The dismissal begins to internalize, and you may even start censoring yourself, choosing not to speak up for fear of rejection or ridicule. The impact of dismissing ideas goes beyond the individual. It affects the broader environment and culture. When people feel that their ideas aren't valued, they become less engaged, less invested, and less willing to contribute their creativity. This stifles collaboration and innovation, as the fear of dismissal creates an atmosphere of restraint rather than openness. In a workplace, for example, a culture that dismisses ideas quickly becomes stagnant. Employees may feel unappreciated, and valuable insights go unheard. In personal relationships, dismissive behavior creates emotional distance, as people withdraw rather than risk being undervalued. One of the most powerful ways to counter the impact of dismissive behavior is to cultivate resilience and conviction in the worth of your ideas. Recognizing that dismissal often has more to do with the person doing the dismissing than with the idea itself can help you distance yourself emotionally from such responses. People's quick rejections are frequently based on their own biases, limitations, or insecurities, rather than an objective evaluation of your idea. By understanding this, you can maintain confidence in your thoughts and continue to share them, knowing that their value is not diminished by others' inability to recognize it. It's also helpful to seek out environments and individuals that encourage open-mindedness and constructive dialogue. Being around people who value and respect diverse perspectives allows you to find affirmation in your ideas and encourages you to keep contributing. Positive, open environments create a sense of mutual respect, where ideas can be discussed without fear of quick rejection. Here you can find the support and encouragement necessary to cultivate your thinking, improve your ideas, and grow in your confidence. But another powerful approach is to ask for clarity and specifics when faced with dismissive comments. Instead of accepting a quick dismissal, respond with questions like, "What makes you think it wouldn't work?" Or, "Could you help me understand why you think this is unrealistic?" By asking for clarification, you subtly challenge the dismissal, encouraging the other person to engage in a deeper conversation rather than offering a superficial rejection. This approach not only opens up the dialogue but also puts the onus back on the other person to consider your idea thoughtfully. Staying true to your vision and purpose can provide a steady anchor when faced with dismissal. Remembering why you value your idea and what it represents for you allows you to hold on to it with conviction, regardless of others' responses. This inner sense of purpose strengthens your resilience, allowing you to see beyond the dismissals and to keep moving forward with courage. Dismissal may be a quiet way for others to undermine you, but with self-confidence, clarity, and the support of open-minded individuals, you can break through its hold. By valuing your own voice and refusing to let others diminish it, you empower yourself to keep sharing your ideas, knowing they have worth that extends beyond others' ability to recognize it. Imitation can sometimes be seen as a form of flattery, but when people imitate you with the intent to undermine, it becomes a far more insidious behavior. It's one thing for someone to admire your ideas, style, or approach and adopt them in their own way. It's another when imitation is coupled with a subtle effort to devalue your originality or contributions. This combination, imitating and undermining, can be especially painful and confusing, as it creates an environment in which you are not only unacknowledged but subtly minimized. The person engaging in this behavior might mimic your unique contributions, taking credit for your ideas or methods, while simultaneously working to diminish your influence or reputation. One of the ways people imitate and undermine is by adopting your ideas or approaches in ways that appear nearly identical to your own, without giving you any credit. This might happen in professional settings, where someone takes an idea you shared, tweaks it slightly, and presents it as their own. They may use your words, your concepts, or even the very way you deliver your ideas, but because they don't openly acknowledge you, the credit and recognition go to them. This can be particularly frustrating because it's often difficult to address. After all, they didn't steal anything outright, yet they benefit from your originality while you remain in the shadows. What makes this behavior even more complex is that they often go a step further by subtly discrediting you. While they take on your ideas or approaches, they may also engage in slight, often indirect, criticisms of you. They might point out small flaws, make helpful suggestions, or imply that you're not fully competent. For example, in a workplace setting, they might adopt your method for a project but later tell others, "I felt their approach was lacking in detail, so I refined it." This statement diminishes your initial contribution, suggesting that your idea wasn't quite right until they came along and perfected it. In the end, they appear as the one with insight and initiative, while your original effort becomes sidelined or diminished. In personal relationships, this dynamic can also take root. A friend or acquaintance might mimic your unique expressions, style choices, or even personal goals. But rather than supporting or celebrating you, they might make subtle comments that undercut your character or abilities. For instance, they might start dressing similarly to you or adopting your hobbies, only to make comments like, "I never thought of you as someone who'd be into this," or "I think I do it a little differently, more naturally." These comments serve a dual purpose. They signal that they're in some way emulating you, but they also subtly imply that you're not quite as authentic as they are. This form of imitation is a strategy that allows them to blur the lines between admiration and competition. By adopting your approach or ideas, they associate themselves with your strengths and accomplishments. At the same time, by undercutting you, they attempt to elevate themselves subtly above you. It's a way to remain close enough to your sphere of influence to gain from it, while still positioning themselves as superior. This dynamic creates a confusing and often hurtful experience, as you find yourself caught between admiration and animosity, between someone appearing to follow your lead while also working to keep you below them. Imitation with an undermining twist often reflects underlying insecurity. Those who engage in this behavior may feel inadequate or intimidated by your originality, your accomplishments, or your confidence. By imitating you, they attempt to adopt those qualities for themselves, hoping that by mimicking you, they might gain some of the respect or success you've achieved. However, their insecurity prevents them from genuinely admiring you or acknowledging your influence. Instead, they feel the need to elevate themselves at your expense, turning their imitation into a form of covert competition, rather than a genuine compliment. The undermining aspect often goes unnoticed by others, as is typically done with a light touch, framed as casual comments or minor adjustments. It's rare for someone to outright undermine another in ways that are blatantly obvious. Rather, they'll make comments that sound harmless to the untrained ear. This subtlety makes it challenging to call out, as direct confrontation about such behavior might be seen as overreacting. They are masters at positioning themselves as helping or improving, which can lead others to believe they have good intentions. But beneath this surface lies a deep desire to assert control or superiority, a need to feel that they are the driving force rather than a mere follower. In the long term, this behavior can have a cumulative effect on your confidence and self-image. Constantly seeing your ideas or style mirrored, only to have them modified and framed as another's better version can make you question your own creativity or originality. You might start to second guess whether your ideas were truly yours, or if you somehow fell short in developing them. The constant, subtle erosion of your sense of ownership over your contributions can create an emotional distance between you and your own creativity, dampening the joy and pride you once felt in your work or personal style. Navigating this type of behavior requires a combination of inner confidence and a clear understanding of your worth. Recognize that imitation, even when coupled with undermining, is often a testament to your own strengths. The very fact that someone finds it necessary to mimic you and subtly diminish you is an indication that they see value in what you bring to the table. By reframing the experience as confirmation of your influence, you can begin to detach emotionally from their behavior, viewing it as a reflection of their insecurities, rather than a valid critique of your abilities. It's also helpful to maintain a strong support network of people who recognize and value your uniqueness. Surrounding yourself with those who celebrate your originality and contribute to your growth reinforces your confidence and keeps you grounded. This network of genuine supporters provides a buffer against those who seek to imitate and undermine, reminding you of your inherent worth and the impact of your unique contributions. If the behavior continues to affect you, consider addressing it directly, but with a light touch. Rather than accusing someone of imitation or undermining, frame it as a conversation about collaboration. For example, you might say, "I notice you're also interested in this approach. I'd love to discuss how we can each bring something unique to it." This approach subtly acknowledges the imitation while setting a boundary, encouraging them to contribute authentically rather than borrowing from you without credit. The power lies in owning your originality and trusting in the value of your perspective. When others imitate and undermine, they are simply projecting their desire for the qualities they see in you. By standing firmly in your confidence, acknowledging your worth, and fostering relationships that celebrate your individuality, you can navigate this behavior without losing sight of who you are. You remain the originator, the source, while those who imitate only play at a reflection of your authentic self. And in the end, it's your authenticity that will always shine the brightest, untouched by shadows of imitation or subtle competition. When someone deliberately creates barriers to hinder your progress, it's a powerful form of passive resistance designed to keep you from moving forward. Unlike outright sabotage, this tactic is often subtle, taking shape through obstacles that don't necessarily look deliberate at first glance. Those who put these barriers in your path might act from feelings of insecurity, competitiveness, or even envy. They see your potential or achievements as a threat to their own sense of worth or position, and rather than support you, they prefer to control and limit your journey. These barriers can take many forms, one of which is restricting access to information. Knowledge is power, and those who control it often wield significant influence. In professional settings, for instance, someone might withhold key details about a project, delay sharing updates, or give you only partial instructions, causing you to miss important nuances. This lack of information can make it hard to perform at your best, setting you up for mistakes or delays. The intent here isn't always obvious to others, as it can easily be explained away as forgetfulness or an oversight. But the impact on you is tangible, as it keeps you playing catch-up and feeling one step behind. Another way people create barriers is by restricting opportunities. Instead of letting you grow, they ensure you remain on the sidelines, away from situations where your skills could shine. This tactic might come into play when promotions are on the table, when new projects arise, or when networking opportunities come up. For instance, you might not be invited to a meeting where critical discussions take place, or your name might be left out of considerations for a role that perfectly fits your skill set. By keeping you out of reach of opportunities that could elevate you, they create a glass ceiling, leaving you wondering why you're not progressing as you should. Time manipulation is another powerful barrier often used to drain your energy and limit your effectiveness. They may request unnecessary meetings, assign repetitive or low-priority tasks, or involve you in endless back and forth approvals that slow your work down. In workplaces, this might look like a boss who always needs more information before approving your project, or a co-worker who insists on overcomplicating a straightforward task. These small delays might seem insignificant on their own, but collectively, they keep you from achieving larger goals, ensuring you're too bogged down by details to focus on more important ambitions. Yet another tactic is the subtle discouragement of your ideas and contributions. Under the guise of constructive feedback, they might poke holes in your plans, exaggerate minor issues, or continually raise questions about your approach. This kind of feedback isn't meant to improve your work, but to cast doubt on your abilities, making you question the validity of your ideas. This tactic is particularly effective because it plays into self-doubt, planting seeds that may take root if you aren't mindful. When your ideas are constantly met with resistance, you might start holding yourself back, choosing not to speak up or pursue new ventures for fear of criticism. Emotional manipulation can also be a powerful barrier, especially in settings where trust and camaraderie are essential. Here, individuals may try to undermine your confidence subtly, often through passive-aggressive remarks, backhanded compliments, or minimizing your accomplishments. For instance, they may say things like, "I didn't expect someone like you to achieve this so quickly," subtly insinuating that you're out of your league. These comments are hard to counter directly because they're framed to seem supportive on the surface. However, over time, they can wear down your self-esteem, making you second-guess your own worth. Social isolation is another common way barriers are created, particularly in environments where relationships play a crucial role in success. Those who feel threatened by you might exclude you from gatherings, meetings, or social networks where valuable connections are formed. By isolating you from others, they limit your ability to build alliances, gain advocates, or hear about upcoming opportunities. This can leave you feeling disconnected and unsupported, giving them greater influence over the narrative about your role and capabilities. Social isolation, while subtle, is a significant form of control, as it can distort your view of yourself and your potential. In the face of these barriers, developing self-awareness is essential. Recognizing when you're being kept at arm's length, receiving mixed signals, or being excluded can help you identify the issue without internalizing it. Remember that these actions are reflections of others' insecurities and limitations, not an accurate assessment of your own abilities or worth. Building emotional resilience, even if it's challenging, can allow you to disengage from the negativity and avoid letting it affect your sense of self. Finding allies who genuinely support your progress is also crucial. Seek out people who encourage you, recognize your strengths, and are willing to celebrate your successes without reservation. These individuals provide invaluable perspective, helping you to stay grounded and confident when others attempt to create barriers. They can also serve as advocates, speaking on your behalf in meetings or ensuring you're included in important conversations. In any environment, having supporters in your corner can be the difference between feeling isolated and feeling empowered. When faced with repeated barriers, it may also be wise to address the issue diplomatically, if possible. For instance, if you notice that information is often withheld, consider proactively reaching out for updates and clarifications. Rather than being confrontational, frame it as a desire to improve collaboration or streamline processes. Addressing the behavior without assigning blame can sometimes bring the issue to light, making it harder for those involved to continue without drawing attention to their tactics. Staying focused on your goals is paramount. Barriers are designed to create distractions, delays, and doubts, but by staying committed to your purpose, you can reduce their power over you. Setting clear, achievable goals and regularly tracking your progress can help you maintain perspective, reminding you that these obstacles, while frustrating, are temporary. When you focus on your objectives, the tactics others use to hinder you lose their grip, and your confidence grows as you see that no matter how they try to hold you back, you're still moving forward. These barriers often become a testament to your resilience. They reveal not only the insecurity of those who place them, but also your strength in navigating around them. When others create barriers, remember that it's a reflection of how they perceive you as someone with the potential to rise. Use this recognition as fuel to push forward, knowing that with each obstacle you overcome, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving the success that others sought to keep from you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to celebrate the extraordinary journey of the woman who finds strength in solitude. In a world that often equates solitude with loneliness, she stands tall, embracing the silence as a sanctuary for her soul. In our fast-paced world, silence often feels like a rare commodity, something to be avoided rather than embraced. Yet, within the embrace of silence lies a profound power that many overlook. For the woman who seeks strength in solitude, learning to embrace the silence becomes a transformative journey, a journey that invites introspection, clarity, and a deeper connection to her true self. When she first ventures into solitude, the initial silence can be unsettling. The hum of life fades away, leaving her alone with her thoughts. In this stillness, she may feel the urge to fill the void with distractions, music, television, social media, anything to drown out the echoes of her mind. However, as she leans into the silence, she begins to understand that this discomfort is simply the noise of a world that often drowns out her inner voice. By embracing the silence, she grants herself permission to listen, to truly listen. This act of listening opens up a realm of possibilities. In silence, she hears the whispers of her heart, the longings and dreams that may have been buried beneath the weight of external expectations. She starts to uncover her true desires, those aspirations that resonate deeply within her spirit. It is in this space of quiet reflection that she can explore who she truly is, apart from the roles she plays in society. Who am I beneath the masks I wear? What do I genuinely desire, untainted by the opinions of others? As she immerses herself in silence, she discovers clarity. The chatter of the outside world often clouds her judgment, making it difficult to distinguish her thoughts from those imposed upon her by societal norms. Yet, in solitude, she gains a clearer perspective on her life's journey. She can evaluate her choices, relationships, and aspirations with an unfiltered lens. With each moment spent in silence, she cultivates a deeper understanding of herself, her values, and what truly matters. Embracing silence also fosters a connection to intuition. In our busy lives, intuition often gets drowned out by the incessant noise of daily responsibilities. Yet, in the stillness of solitude, she begins to hear that inner guidance and instinctual voice that leads her toward the right path. This voice is gentle but powerful, urging her to trust her instincts and make choices aligned with her authentic self. When she learns to listen to her intuition, she gains the confidence to navigate life's complexities with grace and poise. Embracing the silence can serve as a powerful catalyst for creativity. Many of the world's most innovative thinkers and artists have found inspiration in moments of solitude. In this quiet space, she can explore her imagination freely, unburdened by the constraints of others' expectations. Her mind can wander to new ideas, unique solutions, and artistic expressions that may have eluded her in the noise of everyday life. The silence nurtures her creativity, allowing her to manifest her vision in ways that are uniquely hers. As she continues on her journey of embracing silence, she learns the importance of patience and self-compassion. It's easy to rush through the discomfort, but true growth requires time and tenderness toward oneself. By allowing herself to be present in the silence, she nurtures a deeper connection with her feelings, cultivating an understanding that every emotion, joy, sorrow, fear has its place in her experience. In this profound exploration of silence, she discovers that it is not merely the absence of sound, but a vibrant space filled with potential. It is a sanctuary where she can cultivate strength, resilience, and clarity. The woman who finds strength in solitude understands that by embracing the silence, she unlocks the door to her true self, a self that is powerful, creative, and deserving of love and respect. And in this journey, she emerges as a beacon of strength, ready to face the world with newfound confidence and grace. Inner strength is a profound and often underestimated quality that resides within each individual, For a woman seeking solace in solitude, recognizing and nurturing this strength becomes a pivotal part of her journey. Inner strength is not merely about physical endurance or resilience in the face of adversity. It encompasses emotional, mental and spiritual dimensions that empower her to navigate life's challenges with confidence and grace. In the stillness of solitude, she begins to connect with her inner strength. This journey requires introspection, a willingness to confront both her fears and her aspirations. It is a space where she can shed the layers of external expectations that may have burdened her for too long. In solitude, she learns to distinguish her voice from the cacophony of societal pressures, enabling her to access her innate power. As she reflects on her life experiences, she starts to realize that her past struggles and triumphs have all contributed to the person she is today. Each challenge faced and each obstacle overcome has been a stepping stone, building her resilience and fortitude. She learns that inner strength is forged in the fires of adversity, where perseverance and determination come to the forefront. It is in these moments of struggle that she uncovers her capacity to rise, to adapt, and to flourish. Embracing solitude allows her to cultivate a deeper understanding of her emotions. Many women often carry the weight of their feelings, feeling compelled to hide vulnerability or suppress their emotions. However, solitude offers a safe haven for her to explore her feelings fully. She learns to acknowledge her fears, frustrations, and insecurities, transforming them into sources of strength rather than shame. By embracing her emotional landscape, she realizes that vulnerability is not a weakness but a powerful aspect of her humanity. It connects her to others and fosters empathy, enriching her relationships and deepening her compassion. This journey also empowers her to set boundaries, an essential aspect of inner strength. In solitude, she reflects on the dynamics of her relationships and recognizes where her energy has been drained or where she has compromised her well-being. By identifying these patterns, she learns the importance of saying no and protecting her space. This newfound ability to assert herself and prioritize her needs is a testament to her growing strength, allowing her to engage with others from a place of authenticity and self-respect. Cultivating inner strength enhances her capacity for self-love. In solitude, she confronts the critical inner voice that often undermines her confidence. By replacing self-doubt with positive affirmations, she learns to nurture herself and celebrate her achievements, no matter how small. Each moment of self-kindness reinforces her inner strength, reminding her that she is deserving of love and respect. As she embraces her inner strength, she also discovers the power of mindfulness. The practice of being present in the moment allows her to experience life more fully, savoring both the joyful and the challenging aspects. This mindfulness fosters a sense of calm amidst chaos, enabling her to approach obstacles with clarity and purpose. In moments of uncertainty, she draws upon her inner strength, trusting in her ability to navigate whatever comes her way. Through this transformative journey, she learns that inner strength is a continuous process. It requires ongoing self-reflection, commitment, and a willingness to embrace change. As she delves deeper into her inner landscape, she uncovers a wellspring of strength that propels her forward. This strength becomes a source of inspiration, not just for herself but for those around her. By embodying her inner power, she serves as a guiding light for other women on their journeys, encouraging them to explore their own depths and discover the strength that resides within. The woman who finds strength in solitude recognizes that her inner strength is a gift that she can draw upon throughout her life. It is a reminder that she is not defined by her circumstances, but rather by her ability to rise above them. This inner strength fuels her spirit, enabling her to embrace the world with confidence, courage, and unwavering resolve. Creative energy is a vital force that flows within each of us, often waiting to be harnessed and expressed. For a woman who embraces solitude, this creative energy can flourish, transforming moments of stillness into a wellspring of inspiration and innovation. In solitude, she discovers the profound connection between her inner self and her creative potential, allowing her imagination to roam free and explore uncharted territories. When she first steps into solitude, the external noise of the world quiets, creating space for her thoughts and feelings to emerge. In this sanctuary, she realizes that creativity thrives in silence. The absence of distractions allows her mind to wander and explore ideas that may have been stifled by the demands of daily life. This quiet introspection opens a door to her imagination, where she can tap into a reservoir of thoughts and visions that reflect her true essence. As she delves deeper into this creative space, she learns to embrace spontaneity. Solitude encourages her to experiment, to play with ideas without fear of judgment or failure. She discovers that creativity is not bound by rigid structures, rather, it flourishes when she allows herself to be fluid and open to inspiration. Whether through writing, painting, music, or any other form of expression, she begins to understand that the act of creation is a dance between her thoughts and emotions, a joyful exploration of her inner world. This newfound connection to her creative energy also reveals the importance of self-trust. In solitude, she confronts the self-doubt that may have previously held her back from pursuing her creative passions. She realizes that the creative process is not always linear and that imperfections are a natural part of growth. Embracing this truth, she learns to trust her instincts, recognizing that her unique perspective is a valuable contribution to the world. By giving herself permission to create without constraints, she cultivates a sense of freedom that invigorates her spirit. Creative energy in solitude can serve as a powerful means of self-discovery. As she explores her thoughts and emotions through creative expression, she begins to unearth layers of her identity that may have been hidden. Each brushstroke, each word, or each note becomes a reflection of her inner self, revealing her passions, fears, and aspirations. This process of exploration is not only cathartic, but also transformative, allowing her to gain a deeper understanding of who she is and what she values. Solitude can act as a catalyst for innovation. When free from external influences and societal expectations, her mind becomes a playground for new ideas and possibilities. She can think outside the box, envisioning solutions to problems that may have once seemed insurmountable. This innovative spirit is fueled by her willingness to take risks and embrace the unknown. As she allows her imagination to roam, she taps into a creative energy that can lead to breakthroughs, both in her personal life and in her endeavors. As she continues to nurture her creative energy, she learns the significance of rituals and routines that support her artistic flow. Whether it's setting aside time for journaling each morning, engaging in mindful practices, or dedicating moments to simply observe her surroundings, these rituals help her cultivate a consistent connection to her creativity. They become anchors that ground her, allowing her to return to her creative well whenever she feels depleted. The woman who finds strength in solitude discovers that her creative energy is a limitless resource, a force that fuels her passions, connects her to her essence, and inspires her to share her gifts with the world. She learns that creativity is not a luxury but a necessity, a vital aspect of her well-being that enhances her life and the lives of those around her. By embracing solitude, she not only honors her creative spirit, but also transforms it into a powerful tool for self-expression and empowerment, paving the way for a life rich with authenticity and fulfillment. In this journey, she becomes a beacon of inspiration, encouraging others to tap into their own creative energies and embrace the beauty of solitude. Self-love and acceptance are foundational aspects of a fulfilling and empowered life. For a woman navigating the landscape of solitude, the journey toward embracing herself fully becomes a transformative experience. In this quiet space, she discovers that self-love is not merely a concept, but a profound practice that nurtures her spirit and fosters a deep sense of worthiness. The idea of self-love may seem foreign or even uncomfortable. Society often instills the belief that self-love is synonymous with selfishness, leading many to prioritize the needs of others over their own. However, as she immerses herself in solitude, she begins to recognize that self-love is the opposite of selfishness. It is a vital act of honoring her own needs, emotions, and aspirations. In this sacred space, she learns that loving herself is an essential prerequisite for loving others authentically. She confronts the inner critic, the voice that often echoes doubt and criticism. This voice may have been amplified by past experiences, societal pressures, or relationships that undermined her self-worth. As she takes time to reflect, she starts to challenge these negative narratives. She learns to replace self-judgment with compassion, recognizing that imperfections are part of being human. By embracing her flaws and vulnerabilities, she cultivates a more profound acceptance of herself. As she navigates her thoughts and feelings, she begins to engage in practices that foster self-love. Daily affirmations become a powerful tool in her journey, allowing her to reinforce positive beliefs about herself. She looks in the mirror and speaks kind words, reminding herself of her strengths and beauty. With each affirmation, she rewrites the story she has carried for so long, replacing self-doubt with confidence and self-assurance. Furthermore, solitude offers her the opportunity to connect with her inner desires and passions. In this quiet reflection, she uncovers what truly brings her joy and fulfillment. She learns to honor these desires, whether they involve pursuing a hobby, developing a new skill, or simply allowing herself to rest. By prioritizing her needs, she sends a clear message to herself: I am worthy of love and happiness. This commitment to self-care nurtures her spirit, reinforcing the belief that she is deserving of all the good that life has to offer. As she deepens her practice of self-love, she also realizes the importance of setting healthy boundaries. In solitude, she reflects on her relationships and identifies areas where her energy has been depleted. By learning to say no and to protect her emotional and mental well-being, she cultivates a sense of empowerment. She understands that establishing boundaries is an act of love toward herself, allowing her to engage with others from a place of strength rather than obligation. The journey of self-love and acceptance also invites her to celebrate her achievements, no matter how small. In solitude, she takes time to reflect on her accomplishments, recognizing the hard work and determination that have led her to where she is. This celebration becomes a powerful ritual, reinforcing her sense of worthiness and reminding her of her capabilities. By acknowledging her successes, she fosters a positive relationship with herself, one built on recognition and gratitude. In this transformative journey, she learns that self-love is not a destination but an ongoing practice. It requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to embrace the ebb and flow of life. Some days will be easier than others, but each moment spent nurturing self-love contributes to her growth and resilience. She begins to understand that self-love is an act of rebellion against a world that often demands perfection and conformity. The woman who finds strength in solitude realizes that self-love and acceptance are the keys to unlocking her fullest potential. By embracing her true self flaws and all, she cultivates a life rich in authenticity and fulfillment. This journey of self-discovery empowers her to show up in the world with confidence, compassion, and grace. As she learns to love herself deeply, she becomes a beacon of inspiration for others, encouraging them to embark on their own journeys of self-love and acceptance. In this way, her solitude transforms into a powerful force for change, both within her and in the world around her. In today's fast-paced world, reclaiming your time has become more than a necessity, it's a powerful act of self-empowerment. For many, time feels like a commodity that slips through our fingers, often consumed by obligations, distractions, and the demands of others. Yet for the woman who seeks strength in solitude, reclaiming her time becomes a transformative journey, one that allows her to reconnect with herself, prioritize her well-being, and create a life that resonates with her true desires. At the heart of this journey lies the recognition that time is a finite resource. Every moment spent on activities that do not serve her purpose or align with her values is a moment taken away from what truly matters. In solitude, she learns to evaluate how she allocates her time. She reflects on the commitments that drain her energy and the relationships that leave her feeling unfulfilled. This evaluation becomes an essential practice, illuminating areas where she can reclaim her time and direct her energy toward what brings her joy and fulfillment. One of the first steps in this reclamation process is to set clear boundaries. Many women find themselves saying yes to obligations out of a sense of duty or fear of disappointing others. However, she learns that establishing boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but a vital form of self-care. By saying no to activities that do not align with her values or aspirations, she creates space for the pursuits that ignite her passion. This newfound ability to assert her needs allows her to reclaim precious time and energy, empowering her to invest in her own growth and well-being. She also recognizes the importance of prioritizing her own needs. In a world that often encourages self-sacrifice, she learns that caring for herself is not only essential but necessary for her overall health. She creates rituals that honor her time, setting aside moments for relaxation, creativity, and self-reflection. These practices become sacred, allowing her to recharge and reconnect with her inner self. By dedicating time to her well-being, she cultivates a sense of fulfillment that enhances her overall quality of life. Another crucial aspect of reclaiming time is minimizing distractions. In an age dominated by technology and constant connectivity, it is easy to become overwhelmed by notifications, social media, and endless scrolling. She learns to take intentional breaks from technology, creating pockets of solitude where she can focus on her thoughts, dreams, and goals. By unplugging from the digital noise, she opens herself to the beauty of the present moment, allowing her creativity and intuition to flourish. As she embraces solitude, she becomes more attuned to her intuition and inner wisdom. This heightened awareness enables her to make more conscious choices about how she spends her time. She learns to listen to her instincts, recognizing when to engage in activities that nourish her spirit and when to step back. This alignment with her intuition becomes a guiding force, helping her navigate the complexities of life with grace and confidence. Reclaiming time also involves cultivating mindfulness. In solitude, she practices being present in the moment, allowing herself to fully experience each activity, whether it be enjoying a cup of tea, taking a walk in nature, or engaging in creative pursuits. This mindfulness transforms mundane moments into meaningful experiences, enriching her life and reinforcing her sense of purpose. By embracing the present, she learns to savor the beauty of life, reclaiming her time from the clutches of distraction and discontent. The journey to reclaim her time leads her to a profound realization. Time is not just about quantity but quality. It is about how she chooses to spend each moment, infusing her days with intention and authenticity. As she learns to prioritize what truly matters, she cultivates a life that reflects her values and desires. This reclamation of time empowers her to step into her fullness, embracing the woman she is becoming. In this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, she not only reclaims her time, but also transforms her relationship with herself and the world. By prioritizing her needs, setting boundaries, and embracing solitude, she creates a life of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. Ultimately, the woman who reclaims her time becomes a beacon of inspiration for others, encouraging them to embark on their own journeys of self-empowerment and intentional living. In reclaiming her time, she reclaims her life. Manifesting your reality is a profound journey of self-discovery and empowerment, allowing you to shape your life according to your deepest desires and aspirations. For a woman seeking strength in solitude, this process becomes a transformative experience that enables her to connect with her inner power, align her thoughts and emotions, and create the life she envisions. At the core of manifesting your reality lies the understanding that your thoughts and beliefs shape your experiences. In solitude, she begins to recognize the power of her mind. Each thought carries energy, and when focused on her desires, it can bring those desires into her reality. This realization prompts her to cultivate a mindset of positivity and abundance. She learns to replace limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations, affirming her worthiness of all that she seeks. This shift in perspective becomes the foundation upon which she builds her manifestations. As she embraces solitude, she also discovers the importance of clarity. To manifest effectively, she must be clear about what she truly desires. In the quiet of her own company, she takes time to reflect on her goals, dreams, and values. Journaling becomes a powerful tool for her, allowing her to articulate her desires with specificity. She envisions the life she wishes to create, painting vivid mental images that inspire and motivate her. This clarity serves as a guiding light, helping her stay focused on her intentions amidst life's distractions. Another crucial aspect of manifesting her reality is cultivating emotional alignment. She learns that her emotions are powerful indicators of her state of being. When she feels positive and aligned with her desires, she attracts experiences that resonate with that energy. In solitude, she practices emotional awareness, learning to identify and process any negative feelings that arise. Instead of suppressing these emotions, she acknowledges them, understanding that they are part of her journey. By transmuting fear and doubt into feelings of gratitude and excitement, she raises her vibrational frequency, drawing her desires closer to her reality. Visualization becomes an essential practice in her manifesting journey. As she closes her eyes and imagines her dreams coming to fruition, she engages all her senses, immersing herself in the experience of already having what she desires. This vivid mental imagery creates a strong emotional connection to her goals, reinforcing her belief in their possibility. By visualizing her reality with conviction, she sends a powerful message to the universe, aligning her energy with her intentions. She learns to take inspired action. Manifestation is not solely about positive thinking, it also requires her to step into her power and take actionable steps toward her goals. In solitude, she reflects on the small, achievable steps she can take to bring her dreams to life. Whether it's enrolling in a course, networking with like-minded individuals, or creating a vision board, each action taken with intention propels her closer to her desired reality. This proactive approach reinforces her belief in her ability to shape her life, empowering her to move forward with confidence. As she continues to manifest her reality, she also cultivates gratitude, recognizing and appreciating the blessings in her life, no matter how small, raises her vibrational frequency and attracts more positivity. Gratitude becomes a daily practice, reminding her of the abundance already present in her life. This practice fosters a mindset of appreciation, aligning her energy with the frequency of her desires. The woman who learns to manifest her reality realizes that this journey is not just about achieving external goals, it is about transforming her relationship with herself. By embracing her inner power, she cultivates self-love, confidence, and resilience. As she manifests her dreams, she also uncovers the depths of her potential, recognizing that she is the creator of her own reality. In this transformative process, she becomes a source of inspiration for others. By embodying the principles of manifestation and sharing her journey, she encourages those around her to explore their own potential and dreams. In manifesting her reality, she not only transforms her life, but also uplifts others, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and positivity in the world. Ultimately, she discovers that her reality is a reflection of her beliefs and intentions, and with this knowledge, she is equipped to create a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. In conclusion, embracing solitude is a powerful journey that leads to self-discovery, empowerment, and transformation. As we explored the themes of self-love, creativity, emotional awareness, and the art of manifesting our reality, it becomes clear that solitude is not a void to be feared, but a sacred space for growth and introspection. Through this journey, we have learned that reclaiming our time, embracing silence, and nurturing our inner strength are essential components of creating a fulfilling and authentic life. By prioritizing our well-being and setting boundaries, we can align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our deepest desires. As we step into our true selves and tap into. Beloved, it is no accident that you carry desires in your heart, nor is it a coincidence that the world may, at times, rise against you as you pursue them. Yet understand this profound truth: what is meant for you cannot be denied, no matter how many voices protest or obstacles appear in your path. Challenges and obstacles arise, and often they seem insurmountable. The world around you may be filled with people who doubt you, situations that oppose you, and circumstances that seem determined to prevent you from achieving what you desire. Yet the greatest truth you can come to know is that belief transcends all circumstances. Belief is not contingent upon what you see around you. It is a force that exists beyond the visible, rooted in the invisible power that shapes everything. When you hold true to a belief, regardless of the circumstances that surround you, you align yourself with a force that is both creative and transformative. Many people base their confidence and sense of possibility on what they can see, touch, or measure. They look to the world around them, seeking validation or reassurance before they commit to a desire. They wait for external permission to dream or to move forward, but this is to live from the outside in rather than the inside out. It is to be controlled by circumstances rather than to transcend them. True belief, however, calls us to look within, to find within ourselves the authority and conviction that no external condition can grant. Belief is not simply a passive acceptance or a vague hope. It is an active choice, a conscious decision to see beyond what is visible, to affirm the reality of what is unseen. This kind of belief is what fuels every act of creation, every accomplishment, every profound change in the world. Those who have achieved great things have rarely done so in environments that supported them unconditionally. In fact, many of them faced considerable opposition, doubt, and resistance. Yet, they understood that belief is not determined by consensus or popular opinion. Belief is a personal, internal act that creates ripples far beyond the boundaries of individual perception. There will be times when circumstances seem bleak, when everything seems to point to failure, lack, or impossibility. In those moments, it is essential to remember that circumstances are temporary. They are but reflections of past thoughts, beliefs, and choices. The world you see around you is not set in stone, it is malleable, shaped by the forces of imagination and conviction. When you hold steadfastly to a belief, you begin to reshape your reality from the inside out. Your inner world influences the outer world, just as a seed influences the tree it will one day become. But to cultivate this inner vision, you must be unwavering, persistent, and willing to look beyond the immediate evidence. It's easy to believe when everything is going well, when support surrounds you, and success feels imminent. But the true test of belief is how you respond when everything appears to be against you. Do you allow your belief to be weakened by temporary setbacks, or do you continue to hold to it with conviction? Do you base your sense of possibility on what others tell you, or do you trust the quiet, persistent whisper of your own desire? Every time you choose belief over circumstances, you affirm a higher reality. You declare that the power within you is greater than the conditions around you, that what you seek is attainable, and that you will not be swayed by appearances. Belief is not blind, it is visionary. It sees possibilities where others see limitations. It knows that every great achievement, every fulfilled desire, begins as a thought, a spark in the mind. This is why belief must come before evidence. When you believe, you are planting a seed, nurturing a possibility that may not yet be visible but is no less real. It is through this unyielding belief that you open yourself to receive what you desire. The world responds not to what you hope for or wish for, but to what you expect with conviction. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to cultivate a belief that is independent of circumstances. This is not to ignore reality, but to recognize that reality itself is fluid, capable of change. When you operate from a state of belief, you become a creator, an active participant in shaping the world around you. Rather than reacting to conditions, you proactively align yourself with your desires, moving forward with the certainty that what you seek is already on its way to you. The power of belief over circumstances is the power to claim your destiny. It is the ability to stand firm, even when the world seems to shake around you. It is to know that within you lies a force that transcends all external barriers, a creative energy that can bring forth what is desired. Hold to this belief, not only when circumstances are favorable, but especially when they are not. For it is in these moments of challenge that the strength of your belief is forged, and with it, the path to realizing your dreams becomes clear. There is a quiet power within every individual, a force that does not need validation from the outside world. This power, often referred to as inner authority, is the deepest source of direction, confidence, and purpose. Unlike the fleeting approval of others or the ever-changing nature of the external world, inner authority is steadfast, unwavering, and true. It does not shout, and it does not boast. It exists in silence, waiting for us to recognize and trust it. To live from inner authority means to live in alignment with your own convictions, independent of the opinions, judgments, or pressures of others. This does not mean ignoring the people around you or dismissing their input. Instead, it means recognizing that ultimately the only approval you need is your own. True inner authority is a profound trust in oneself, in one's own instincts and choices. It is a decision to honor your own perspective and values, even when they differ from what is popular or widely accepted. Living with this inner authority requires courage, because it often demands that you walk paths others do not understand, that you pursue dreams others might dismiss, or that you stand firm in the face of opposition. Family and culture often instill expectations and norms, subtly urging us to conform, to do what is normal or acceptable. Yet, inner authority reminds us that we are not here to be mere echoes of someone else's beliefs. Each individual has a unique purpose, a calling that only they can fulfill, and this calling can only be heard by tuning inward, not outward. Too often, people seek their worth from external sources, measuring their success by standards set by others. But inner authority teaches us that our worth is intrinsic. It is not determined by external achievements or social recognition, but by the alignment with our own sense of truth and purpose. Trusting inner authority is not always easy, especially when it goes against the grain of what others expect or want from us. There may be times when people around you disagree, when society seems to oppose your vision, or when loved ones fail to understand your choices. In these moments, it is essential to remember that no one else can see what you see or feel what you feel. Inner authority is the quiet knowing that, regardless of the external response, you are guided by a wisdom unique to you. It is the assurance that no matter how unconventional your path may appear to others, it is right for you. Living from this place of inner authority allows for an unparalleled sense of freedom. You are no longer bound by the need for approval or validation. Instead, you become your own guide. This freedom, however, comes with responsibility. To live from inner authority is to commit to a life of honesty with oneself, to face one's fears, and to take accountability for one's choices. It means cultivating discernment, knowing when to say yes and when to say no, based not on fear or obligation, but on your own sense of what aligns with your truth. Inner authority is also the foundation of resilience. When challenges arise or setbacks occur, those who rely on external approval can easily be shaken, doubting themselves or even abandoning their path. But those who live from a place of inner authority are rooted. They may bend under pressure, but they do not break. Their trust in themselves and their vision allows them to move forward with a calm confidence, knowing that no external circumstance can deter them from their purpose. This inner authority does not mean isolation. Rather, it enhances relationships as it fosters authentic connection. When you trust yourself, you no longer need to manipulate others for approval, nor do you feel threatened by differing opinions. You are free to engage openly and honestly, respecting both your truth and the truths of others. This authenticity often inspires respect and admiration, as others recognize the courage it takes to stand in one's own authority. When you choose to live from inner authority, you step into a life of authenticity, courage, and freedom. You no longer need to look outside yourself for guidance, for within you lies a source of wisdom that is infallible. This is the essence of true power, to know that, regardless of external conditions, you have the authority to guide your own life. Trust it, nurture it, and let it be the compass that directs you. At its core, imagination is the ability to envision what does not yet exist in physical form. It is the seedbed of creativity, where every innovation, breakthrough, and goal originates. What begins as a mere thought in the mind has the potential to become a reality. When you imagine something vividly, when you see it as real within your mind's eye, You initiate a creative process that sets events into motion. This is not mere daydreaming, it is an intentional act of creation. Your imagination holds the blueprint of what is possible in your life. As you nurture this vision, it takes on a life of its own, growing stronger with every thought, feeling, and intention you apply to it. Many people underestimate the power of imagination, dismissing it as something fanciful or irrelevant to the real world. However, everything in the physical world first began as a thought, an idea, or an image in someone's mind. Consider the groundbreaking inventions, the towering skyscrapers, or the movements that have shaped history. Each of these began as an image in someone's imagination. This creative faculty enables us to bridge the gap between the current reality and the future we desire. By imagining a new reality, we create a map that guides us toward our goals, a destination that we can begin to move toward step by step. This creative power, however, is not something that operates automatically. It requires conscious engagement and a willingness to believe in the unseen. Imagination thrives when it is nurtured with faith, persistence, and clarity of purpose. Just as a gardener tends to plants, removing weeds and cultivating the soil, we must tend to our imaginative visions. This means dismissing doubt, overcoming limiting beliefs, and focusing on the reality we want to create rather than the obstacles that may appear along the way. Imagination is a divine gift, an invitation to become co-creators of our own lives. By engaging this power deliberately, you take an active role in shaping your destiny, seeing beyond the limits of the present and believing in the possibilities of the future. You realize that your life is not simply a product of external events or circumstances, but is, at its essence, a reflection of what you have dared to imagine and believe. Embrace this creative power within you. Trust in its ability to shape the unseen and bring forth new realities. When you imagine with clarity, conviction, and purpose, you align yourself with a force that transcends any obstacle. You become the architect of your future, knowing that all great things are born first in the imagination, and that, in time, what you envision will become the world around you. In the journey toward any meaningful goal, rejection is inevitable. Whether it's the denial of an opportunity, dismissal of an idea, or a simple no to a heartfelt request, rejection has a way of testing our resolve. But within this test lies the chance to cultivate one of life's most vital qualities: persistence. Persistence beyond rejection is the capacity to keep moving forward despite resistance, and it is often the difference between success and giving up too soon. It's the determination to continue believing in yourself and your vision, even when the world says otherwise. Rejection can feel deeply personal. It challenges our self-worth, shakes our confidence, and sometimes makes us question our dreams altogether. Yet, if you look closely, you'll see that rejection is rarely an accurate reflection of your ability or potential. Often, it's the outcome of timing, circumstance, or the perspective of others. Rather than interpreting rejection as a definitive verdict, it helps to see it as feedback, a momentary pause, rather than a full stop. Rejection is not an endpoint, it's an invitation to strengthen your resolve, to become more adaptable, and to keep your eyes fixed on the bigger picture. Persistence beyond rejection requires that you cultivate a resilient mindset, one that understands that every no brings you closer to a yes. This is not just wishful thinking, it's a perspective rooted in the reality that most successes are built upon countless setbacks. History is filled with examples of individuals who faced rejection repeatedly but continued to persist. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, and J.K. Rowling was turned down by multiple publishers before finding one who believed in her manuscript. Their stories remind us that persistence is a process of refinement, a necessary journey where each rejection carves away the inessential, allowing the core of the vision to shine through. One of the greatest lessons we can learn from those who persist in the face of rejection is that rejection itself is a tool for growth. It forces us to look within, to re-evaluate, and to improve. It is easy to keep moving forward when everything goes according to plan, but it's in the moments of rejection that we are given the chance to develop resilience, adaptability, and a deeper commitment to our goals. Rejection can redirect us, pushing us to explore alternate paths we hadn't considered, often leading us to discoveries we would have missed otherwise. To persist beyond rejection also means letting go of the need for approval from others. Too often we place our worth in the hands of external validation, waiting for others to approve our vision or affirm our abilities. But true persistence is rooted in self-belief, an unwavering trust in your own potential that does not require anyone else's endorsement. When you believe deeply in your goal, your vision, and your purpose, rejection becomes less about judgment and more about refining the journey. This self-belief is the fuel that sustains persistence, keeping you grounded and focused even when others fail to see your worth. The path of persistence is not always easy, and there will be moments of frustration, doubt, and weariness. There may be times when giving up feels like the easier option, but it's precisely in these moments that the most growth occurs. Each time you choose to continue despite rejection, you reinforce a mindset of resilience. You become someone who is not deterred by setbacks, someone who can weather storms and continue moving forward. This mindset, cultivated over time, becomes one of your greatest strengths. There is also a profound freedom in embracing persistence. When you decide that rejection will not define you, you free yourself from the fear of failure. You begin to see each attempt, regardless of the outcome, as a step closer to your goal. You start to value progress over perfection, recognizing that each effort contributes to your growth, regardless of whether it is immediately rewarded. This mindset not only sustains persistence, but also fosters a sense of joy and purpose in the journey itself. Persistence beyond rejection is about understanding that the journey is as important as the destination. The setbacks, the closed doors, and the moments of doubt all contribute to the person you become along the way. They make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle the success that awaits. Each rejection you face is a stepping stone, not an obstacle, guiding you toward a future that is ultimately shaped by your resilience and determination. So when faced with rejection, remember that it is simply part of the process. Let each no be a reminder of your own strength, a test of your commitment, and an opportunity to reaffirm your vision. Hold tight to the belief that every setback is a setup for a comeback, and keep moving forward with the knowledge that persistence is the key to overcoming any challenge. For in the end, it is not the absence of rejection, but the ability to rise above it that determines the success of your journey. In a world that often values instant gratification, the concept of timing can be a challenging one to embrace. We live in a culture that promotes speed and immediate results, pushing us to rush toward our goals without considering the natural rhythms of creation. However, trusting the timing of creation is a vital aspect of manifesting our desires and fulfilling our potential. It requires a deep understanding that everything unfolds in its own time, and that the journey toward our goals is just as important as the destination itself. The timing of creation is not merely about waiting, it's about cultivating patience and faith in the process. This often means letting go of the need to control every aspect of our journey. It involves surrendering to the idea that some things are beyond our influence, and that there is a larger rhythm at play in the universe. Just as a seed must first break down in the soil before it can sprout into a plant, our aspirations may require time to develop and mature. Trusting this timing means accepting that we may not always see immediate results, yet that does not diminish the validity of our efforts or the reality of our dreams. To trust the timing of creation is to recognize that the universe is inherently supportive of our goals. Every step we take, every effort we make, contributes to the unfolding of our desires. Sometimes we are in a period of preparation, a time when we are being shaped and molded for what lies ahead. This can involve gaining new skills, building relationships, or simply taking the time to understand ourselves more deeply. In these moments of seeming inactivity, we must remember that we are laying the groundwork for future success. It's also essential to understand that timing often involves the alignment of various factors, many of which are beyond our control. Opportunities may present themselves when we least expect them, and sometimes what we perceive as setbacks are actually necessary detours that lead us to better outcomes. Trusting the timing of creation means embracing the uncertainty of the journey and remaining open to possibilities that we may not have initially considered. By maintaining a flexible mindset, we allow ourselves to adapt to the changing circumstances and seize opportunities as they arise. Trusting the timing of creation calls for a strong belief in our intuition. Our inner guidance system often knows when the time is right for action. There may be moments when we feel an undeniable urge to move forward, while other times we sense the need to pause and reflect. Listening to this inner voice can guide us toward the right timing, helping us to act in alignment with the flow of our lives. When we learn to trust our intuition, we become attuned to the subtle cues the universe offers, allowing us to navigate our paths with greater ease and confidence. Patience is a crucial element in this journey. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages of urgency, it can be challenging to cultivate a sense of calm and acceptance regarding the timing of our creation. Yet, patience is a powerful ally in the process. It teaches us to appreciate the journey itself, to find joy in the small victories and lessons learned along the way. When we embrace patience, we shift our focus from the end result to the experiences that shape us, enabling us to grow in ways that we may not have anticipated. Another important aspect of trusting the timing of creation is the practice of gratitude. Recognizing and appreciating where we are in the moment allows us to cultivate a positive mindset. When we express gratitude for our current circumstances, we shift our energy, making it easier to attract opportunities aligned with our desires. Gratitude acts as a powerful magnet, drawing experiences that resonate with our intentions and amplifying the creative forces at work in our lives. As we move through life, it's essential to remember that the timing of creation is a dynamic process. It is not static or linear, it ebbs and flows, reflecting the ever-changing nature of existence. Sometimes our desires may manifest quickly, while at other times they may take longer than we anticipated. Learning to trust this process fosters resilience and flexibility, empowering us to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace. Trusting the timing of creation is about surrendering to the flow of life and embracing the journey with an open heart. It requires us to let go of rigid timelines and expectations, allowing our aspirations to unfold in their own time. By doing so, we create space for the unexpected, for growth, and for the fulfillment of our dreams. When we trust the timing of creation, we align ourselves with the natural rhythms of the universe, opening the door to the infinite possibilities that await us. We find not only patience and perseverance, but also a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. We learn that the journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about the person we become along the way. By embracing this perspective, we cultivate a profound sense of peace, knowing that we are always exactly where we need to be in the process of creation. Understanding and acknowledging your worth is one of the most transformative journeys you can undertake in life. It's a realization that goes beyond mere self-esteem. It is about recognizing the intrinsic value you possess as an individual. Knowing your worth enables you to navigate life with confidence, make empowered choices, and set healthy boundaries that honor who you are. This journey often begins with self-reflection, self-acceptance, and a commitment to fostering a positive relationship with yourself. At the heart of knowing your worth is self-awareness. This means taking the time to explore your beliefs, values, and experiences. Reflect on your strengths and accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge the qualities that make you unique and celebrate the contributions you bring to your relationships, work, and community. When you develop a clear understanding of your abilities and what you have to offer, you build a solid foundation for recognizing your worth. Self-acceptance plays a crucial role in this process. Accepting yourself means embracing all aspects of who you are, including your flaws and imperfections. It involves releasing the need for external validation and understanding that your worth is not determined by your achievements, appearance, or the opinions of others. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and part of knowing your worth is recognizing that these do not define your value. It's about being compassionate toward yourself and allowing room for growth without judgment. Another important aspect of knowing your worth is cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When you believe in your inherent value, you approach life with a sense of abundance, trusting that there is enough for everyone, including yourself. This mindset empowers you to pursue your dreams and goals, knowing that you are deserving of success and fulfillment. It allows you to see opportunities instead of obstacles, motivating you to take risks and step outside your comfort zone. Setting boundaries is a vital expression of knowing your worth. When you understand your value, you become more adept at recognizing what serves you and what does not. This means saying no to situations, relationships, or commitments that drain your energy or undermine your self-esteem. Healthy boundaries are essential for protecting your mental and emotional well-being. They communicate to others that you respect yourself and expect the same in return. Establishing boundaries is not selfish, it is an act of self-love and a necessary step in honoring your worth. Knowing your worth also involves surrounding yourself with people who recognize and appreciate your value. Relationships have a profound impact on how we see ourselves. Seek connections that uplift you, inspire you, and encourage you to be your authentic self. Let go of toxic relationships that diminish your self-worth or make you feel unworthy. The people you choose to keep in your life should celebrate your successes, support you in your challenges, and help you grow into the best version of yourself. Furthermore, understanding your worth is a continuous journey that requires patience and dedication. It's easy to waver in moments of self-doubt, especially when faced with criticism or setbacks. However, recognizing that this journey is not linear allows you to embrace the ups and downs without losing sight of your worth. Each experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your growth and understanding of yourself. Use these moments as opportunities to learn and reinforce your sense of value. Practicing self-compassion is another essential element of knowing your worth. Be gentle with yourself, especially during challenging times. Understand that everyone makes mistakes and experiences failures. Instead of harsh self-criticism, approach yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment, and remind yourself that your worth remains constant, regardless of your circumstances. This practice fosters a loving relationship with yourself and reinforces the understanding that you are deserving of love and respect. Engaging in activities that resonate with your passions and values can also help affirm your worth. Pursue interests that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. Whether it's through creative expression, learning new skills, or helping others, engaging in these activities allows you to connect with your authentic self and reinforces your value in the world. When you actively participate in what you love, you cultivate a deeper appreciation for who you are and what you contribute to the world around you. Embrace the power of positive affirmations and self-talk. The words you speak to yourself have a significant impact on your self-perception. Replace negative or limiting beliefs with affirmations that reinforce your worth. Statements such as "I am deserving of love," "I am enough," and "I bring value to my relationships" can help reshape your mindset and encourage a healthier self-image. Consistently reminding yourself of your worth helps create a resilient foundation that can withstand external challenges and negativity. Knowing your worth is not just a destination but a lifelong journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It requires ongoing commitment, self-reflection, and an unwavering belief in your value as an individual. By embracing your worth, you unlock the potential to live authentically, make empowered choices, and foster relationships that honor your true self. As you continue this journey, remember that you are inherently worthy, deserving of love, respect, and all the beautiful experiences life has to offer. Your worth is not defined by external circumstances, it is a deep-rooted truth that resides within you, waiting to be fully recognized and celebrated. In conclusion, knowing your worth is a transformative journey that empowers you to live authentically and confidently. By embracing self-awareness, self-acceptance, and the practice of setting healthy boundaries, you unlock the potential to navigate life's challenges with resilience. Surrounding yourself with supportive individuals and engaging in activities that resonate with your passions further reinforces your intrinsic value. Remember, this journey is ongoing, filled with opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Thank you for being a part of this exploration today. Embrace your worth, celebrate your uniqueness, and continue to shine brightly in all that you do. In silence, there is strength, a quiet, unshakable force that needs no words to express itself. When you decide to leave, you need not explain, justify, or convince anyone. A silent departure is the truest form of self-respect, a gentle but unyielding reminder that your peace is not up for negotiation. True freedom often reveals itself in the quiet, unassuming act of simply leaving without a sound. A silent departure holds immense power because it strips away the need for validation or understanding from others, bringing the focus back to oneself. There is no seeking of approval or justification, rather. It is an expression of self-assurance and inner peace. When one leaves silently, they choose a path that rises above the noise of explanations, arguments, or lingering attachments, embracing a sense of freedom that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. Quietly is not about hiding or retreating, it is about letting go with grace, knowing that words are often unnecessary. This act of departure reflects a profound realization that our lives and decisions do not need to be understood by others to hold value. In fact, by silently stepping away, we make a powerful statement that the only validation we require is our own. This freedom is not given by anyone else, nor does it depend on the reactions of others. It is an unshakable truth that exists within us, reminding us that we do not need to seek affirmation outside ourselves. When one leaves silently, they also free themselves from the patterns of reaction and resistance that tend to drain energy. So often we get caught up in explaining ourselves, hoping others will see our perspective, or feeling compelled to resolve conflicts before moving on. But a quiet departure bypasses these demands. It honors a deep sense of self-worth that is rooted in peace rather than in drama. By choosing silence, we say, I am at peace with my decision, and I don't need your permission or understanding. This approach fosters inner stability, where we remain centered and resilient, regardless of how others might perceive our choices. A silent departure places trust in the natural unfolding of life. It embodies the belief that what needs to be understood will be understood in its own time, without our having to enforce or explain it. It is a quiet confidence that the universe will respond in alignment with our inner peace. There's a ripple effect in choosing silence, an energetic resonance that doesn't need words to make its presence felt. Often, those left wondering at our quiet departure come to understand its significance on their own. Silence, paradoxically, speaks powerfully and can leave a lasting impact on those we leave behind. This silent freedom also invites introspection and transformation within ourselves. As we depart from a situation without the weight of explanation or justification, we open a path inward, allowing us to process our growth and evolution privately. There is no need to perform our transformation for an audience. Instead, we give ourselves the space to experience change authentically, without external influences. In this way, a silent departure becomes a profound gift to ourselves, a doorway to self-discovery that exists beyond the expectations of others. Leaving silently, then, is one of the most liberating acts we can embrace. It is a form of self-liberation that transcends words, making room for peace, self-assurance, and a deeper connection with our own truth. Detachment, often misunderstood as coldness or indifference, actually holds profound strength and wisdom. True detachment doesn't mean cutting off all emotions or connections, rather. It involves maintaining a balanced perspective that allows us to engage in life without being bound by expectations or outcomes. In detachment, there is freedom from the weight of constant validation, freedom from the need for control, and freedom from the suffering that arises from clinging to things or people. When we learn to detach, we reclaim our power and embrace the strength that comes from a calm, centered mind. Being detached allows us to observe our lives with clarity. We are no longer lost in the highs and lows of external events, nor are we overly influenced by the opinions of others. In a state of detachment, we cultivate a resilient inner foundation that is unaffected by the temporary shifts in the external world. We begin to understand that our worth and happiness are not tied to specific outcomes or the validation of others. This shift grants us peace of mind because we stop relying on situations, relationships, or achievements to provide us with a sense of value or identity. Detachment, then, is not about lack, it is about recognizing that our fulfillment comes from within. In practicing detachment, we also develop a deep trust in the natural flow of life. By not clinging to outcomes, we open ourselves up to possibilities beyond our control and imagination. When we resist the urge to force situations to unfold in a specific way, we allow life to surprise us. This detachment becomes a partnership with the unknown, a trust that whatever comes our way is part of a greater journey. By relinquishing control, we become more adaptable and resilient, able to navigate the twists and turns of life with greater ease and confidence. This adaptability is itself a form of strength, as it allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Detachment strengthens our relationships. When we are not overly attached to others for our own happiness, we free them from the weight of our expectations. We can appreciate them for who they are rather than what they can give us. This form of detachment creates healthier, more balanced connections. We no longer seek to possess or control others, but instead appreciate the flow and exchange of energy that relationships bring. In detachment, we can love freely, without fear or dependency, because we are rooted in our own sense of self. Detachment also allows us to accept things as they are, rather than constantly trying to change or resist reality. This acceptance is not passive, rather, it is a conscious acknowledgement that while we may have influence, we do not have absolute control. By detaching from the outcome, we can approach situations with an open mind and a balanced heart, prepared to let go if necessary. Detachment gives us the strength to surrender to life's uncertainties with courage and composure, embracing whatever comes with grace. Detachment is a source of immense inner power. It frees us from the bonds of dependency, expectation, and control, allowing us to live with integrity and authenticity. We learn to rest in our own being, cultivating a steady sense of self that endures regardless of external circumstances. In detachment, there is both liberation and profound strength, a strength that enables us to face life's complexities with an open heart and a calm spirit. Elevating above reaction is a powerful practice that invites us to cultivate a state of inner calm and resilience in the face of life's challenges. In our daily lives, we are often bombarded by external stimuli, opinions, criticisms, stressors, and unexpected events that can provoke immediate emotional responses. However, when we learn to rise above these reactions, we gain the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This transformation shifts our focus from merely reacting to engaging with life from a place of strength, awareness, and intention. To elevate above reaction begins with self-awareness. It requires us to recognize our triggers, those specific situations, words, or actions that elicit a strong emotional response. By identifying these triggers, we can begin to understand the underlying beliefs or insecurities that fuel our reactions. This understanding is crucial, as it empowers us to respond to situations rather than be controlled by them. Self-awareness becomes the first step in breaking the cycle of automatic reactions, enabling us to pause and consider our responses. In this space of awareness, we cultivate the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing us to create a distance between ourselves and our reactions. Instead of being swept away by anger, fear, or frustration, we learn to acknowledge these feelings as temporary and fleeting. By observing our emotional landscape, we become more adept at recognizing that our initial reactions do not define us. This realization fosters a sense of control and clarity, allowing us to choose a response that aligns with our true values and intentions. Elevating above reaction also involves developing emotional resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity, and it is a skill that can be cultivated over time. When faced with challenging situations, resilient individuals are more likely to take a step back, assess the situation objectively, and respond in a way that reflects their deeper values rather than their immediate emotional state. This ability to pause and reflect creates space for thoughtful action, empowering us to navigate difficulties with grace and composure. Rising above reaction fosters healthier relationships. When we engage with others from a reactive place, our interactions can quickly spiral into misunderstandings, conflicts, or hurt feelings. However, by choosing to respond mindfully, we create a space for open communication and mutual understanding. This approach invites others to feel heard and respected, as we engage with them from a place of calm rather than defensiveness. In this way, elevating above reaction not only strengthens our own emotional state, but also enhances the quality of our relationships. Furthermore, this practice cultivates a sense of personal empowerment. When we stop allowing external events to dictate our emotional state, we reclaim our power. We become the authors of our responses, taking charge of our emotional well-being. This shift creates a profound sense of autonomy, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence and poise. In recognizing that we can control our responses, we build a foundation of inner strength that remains intact even in the face of adversity. Elevating above reaction is a journey of self-mastery. It requires commitment, patience, and practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. We learn to live with intention, responding to life's challenges with wisdom and grace rather than impulsiveness. This elevation allows us to align our actions with our values, fostering a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose in our lives. As we cultivate this practice, we not only transform our own experience, but also positively impact those around us, creating a ripple effect of mindfulness, compassion, and strength in the world. Inner resolve is a profound power that resides within each of us, often waiting to be called upon during moments of challenge and uncertainty. It is the quiet determination that drives us to pursue our goals, navigate obstacles, and maintain our integrity in the face of adversity. This power stems from a deep understanding of our values, beliefs, and desires, serving as a guiding force that shapes our actions and decisions. When we cultivate inner resolve, we unlock a reservoir of strength that enables us to navigate life's complexities with confidence and purpose. At its core, inner resolve is about clarity of purpose. It begins with a profound understanding of what truly matters to us, our aspirations, values, and passions. This clarity allows us to set meaningful goals and establish a path that resonates with our authentic selves. When we are clear about our intentions, we are more likely to remain focused and committed, even when faced with obstacles. Inner resolve fuels our motivation, providing the energy needed to persevere through challenges and stay true to our course. Inner resolve fosters resilience. Life is often unpredictable, filled with unexpected twists and turns that can test our strength and determination. In these moments, it is our inner resolve that empowers us to rise above difficulties. Instead of succumbing to despair or frustration, we tap into our unwavering commitment to our goals and values. This resilience allows us to bounce back from setbacks, learn from our experiences, and emerge stronger than before. We understand that challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth and transformation. Cultivating inner resolve also involves embracing a mindset of self-belief. It is the understanding that we have the capacity to overcome obstacles and achieve our aspirations. This belief in ourselves acts as a protective shield against self-doubt and external negativity. When we encounter criticism or discouragement, our inner resolve reminds us of our capabilities and reinforces our commitment to our path. This unwavering belief in ourselves fosters a sense of confidence that propels us forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Furthermore, inner resolve enhances our decision-making process. When we are grounded in our values and beliefs, we are better equipped to make choices that align with our true selves. This alignment creates a sense of authenticity in our actions, allowing us to navigate life with integrity. Rather than being swayed by external pressures or fleeting desires, we remain steadfast in our commitment to our goals. This clarity empowers us to make choices that reflect our inner truth, leading to greater satisfaction and fulfillment in our lives. Inner resolve encourages us to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Many of our greatest achievements lie just beyond our comfort zones, and it is our inner resolve that emboldens us to take those necessary risks. Instead of shying away from challenges or fearing failure, we embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. This willingness to step into the unknown opens doors to new opportunities and experiences, allowing us to expand our horizons and realize our full potential. The concept of letting the universe respond is rooted in the belief that we are interconnected with a greater force, a cosmic energy that aligns with our intentions and desires. This perspective encourages us to release our need for control and instead trust in the natural unfolding of life. When we let go of the need to dictate every outcome, we create space for the universe to work in our favor, manifesting our dreams and aspirations in ways we might not have anticipated. At the heart of this idea is the understanding that the universe operates on a frequency of energy and vibration. Every thought, intention, and desire we emit sends ripples into this vast cosmic field. When we align our thoughts and emotions with our deepest desires, we resonate with a higher frequency that attracts corresponding experiences. This process is not merely about wishful thinking, it requires a genuine belief in the possibility of our aspirations. When we trust that what we desire is attainable, we set into motion a series of events that can lead us to the fulfillment of those desires. Letting the universe respond also means releasing the grip of attachment to specific outcomes. It is essential to recognize that while we may have clear intentions, the universe often has a broader perspective. What we may see as the ideal path or solution might be limited by our current understanding. By letting go of rigid expectations, we open ourselves to unexpected opportunities and avenues that may lead us to even greater fulfillment. This does not imply passivity, rather, it is an active engagement with life, where we remain open to the possibilities that arise. In practicing this surrender, we cultivate patience and trust. The timing of the universe may not align with our own timelines, and that is where faith comes into play. Trusting the universe means understanding that everything happens in its own time, and that delays or obstacles may serve a purpose. Perhaps the universe is preparing us for something greater or guiding us toward a path that better serves our growth. By maintaining faith in this process, we build resilience and remain open to the lessons that accompany our journey. Letting the universe respond requires a deep connection with our intuition. As we become attuned to our inner voice, we gain insight into the subtle nudges and signals that guide us. These intuitive feelings often serve as a bridge between our desires and the universe's response. By listening to our intuition, we can make decisions that align with our true selves, creating a harmonious relationship between our intentions and the unfolding of life. This practice also fosters a sense of gratitude. When we trust the universe to respond to our desires, we begin to notice the signs and synchronicities that emerge in our lives. Recognizing these moments as gifts helps us appreciate the unfolding journey rather than fixating solely on the end goal. Gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing the belief that the universe is conspiring in our favor. Letting the universe respond is an invitation to embrace the dance of life with an open heart and an open mind. It encourages us to flow with the currents of existence rather than struggle against them. In this state of surrender, we discover a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that we are part of a larger tapestry of creation. As we align our intentions with the rhythms of the universe, we not only attract our desires but also cultivate a profound trust in the journey itself, recognizing that each step, twist, and turn contributes to our ultimate growth and evolution. Transformation is often thought of as a visible, dramatic shift, a grand unveiling of new identities or accomplishments. However, some of the most profound changes occur beneath the surface, subtly reshaping our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors in ways that are not immediately apparent. Allowing transformation to occur unseen is an invitation to embrace the quiet, internal shifts that pave the way for significant growth. This process recognizes that true change often begins within, away from the eyes of the world. When we allow transformation to happen out of sight, we create a nurturing space for introspection and self-discovery. This internal work is essential for meaningful change, as it helps us examine the beliefs and patterns that may be holding us back. By turning inward, we can identify limiting thoughts, emotional triggers, and unresolved issues that need to be addressed. This self-awareness acts as a catalyst for change, enabling us to release what no longer serves us and make room for new possibilities. The journey of unseen transformation often involves cultivating patience. In a society that glorifies instant results and external validation, it can be challenging to accept the gradual nature of internal change. However, just as seeds take time to germinate before breaking through the soil, our inner work requires a nurturing period. By allowing ourselves the grace to evolve at our own pace, we trust that the transformation is taking root, even if it isn't visible to the outside world. This patience fosters resilience, encouraging us to remain committed to our personal growth journey, despite external pressures or expectations. Unseen transformation is often deeply tied to the cultivation of self-compassion. As we embark on this inner journey, we may encounter parts of ourselves that we wish to change or hide. However, embracing these aspects with kindness and understanding is essential for genuine growth. Self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our struggles without judgment, creating a safe space for healing and transformation to unfold. When we approach ourselves with love, we enable deeper shifts to occur, often without the need for external acknowledgement. As we navigate the unseen aspects of transformation, we may also discover the importance of intention. Setting clear, heartfelt intentions helps guide our internal shifts, providing a framework for our personal evolution. Unlike goals that demand specific outcomes or timelines, intentions focus on the qualities we wish to embody, such as courage, authenticity, or peace. This focus shifts our perspective from a fixation on results to an appreciation of the journey itself, allowing us to celebrate the small, unseen changes that contribute to our overall growth. Allowing transformation to occur unseen also opens the door to deeper connection with ourselves and others. As we become more attuned to our internal changes, we develop a heightened sense of empathy and understanding for the struggles of those around us. This shared experience of growth fosters a sense of community, reminding us that everyone is navigating their own unseen transformations. By supporting one another in this process, we cultivate an environment of encouragement and acceptance, where individual journeys can thrive without comparison or competition. Unseen transformation empowers us to embrace the uncertainty of life. In allowing change to unfold organically, we relinquish the need to control every outcome. This acceptance fosters a sense of freedom, inviting us to explore new paths and possibilities without fear of judgment. As we navigate the unknown, we develop resilience and adaptability, learning to trust in our ability to evolve, regardless of external circumstances. Allowing transformation to occur unseen is a journey of self-discovery, patience, and trust. It recognizes the value of internal shifts that may not be immediately visible, but lay the foundation for profound growth. By nurturing this unseen evolution, we cultivate a deeper connection with ourselves, allowing our true essence to emerge with grace and authenticity. In this quiet, transformative process, we find the strength to embrace change and step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. In conclusion, the journey of transformation, whether seen or unseen, is a profound and deeply personal experience that invites us to embrace the changes within ourselves. By allowing transformation to occur out of sight, we foster self-awareness, patience, and compassion, creating fertile ground for meaningful growth. We learn to set heartfelt intentions and appreciate the gradual shifts that shape our journey, recognizing that every step taken in silence contributes to our evolution. This process not only deepens our connection with ourselves, but also cultivates empathy for others as we navigate our paths together. Thank you for allowing me to share these thoughts on the power of unseen transformation. May we all continue to embrace our journeys with openness and trust, allowing the magic of change to unfold in its own time.